We are detoxing from moon mining by doing some extra thing, and we have found, I believe it is our third um, Brutex, faction Brutex. Um, we're using a micro warp drive now, so I'm wondering how he's gonna track me. Um, Hopefully it won't be too bad now that it's cycled off. We're definitely struggling a little bit more than with the AB, that's for sure. But yeah, okay, I think it's under control now. It's a bit more spicy than with the afterburner though. Could also be ye old piloting error. I've been known to make those. Well, that's not very exciting. That is not very exciting at all. Well, we found one though, and that was exciting. I thought we might get something cool, but not from that guy. Let's see what kind of salvage he drops. The E2 salvage suddenly feels a little bit more relevant now that we are mining Moon Goo. That said, we are getting this salvage in such minute amounts that the chance that we find stuff that lines up to make even just like any random TAC2 rig seems very low. Let alone something that we would potentially use. I mean, it's just interesting to find, but it's not really relevant. I don't think. What's Shaney been up to? Let's find out. He lost a Kiki in Metropolis like half a month ago. That's his only sea kill activity. Well, that wasn't as exciting as I was hoping it would be when I started recording, but we continue. Oh, as you can see, we've been killing some clone soldiers. This on top of the bounties, we killed some battleships and sold the overseer effects. So we are up to 52 million ISK. 56 if we count selling this and... Well, I mean... Okay then. Clone soldier in the belt after killing a Shadow Serpentis battlecruiser. And I am still on my first, like... loop through the belt, so that's 3 clone soldiers, I think like 2 or 3 battleships, and a Shadow Serpentis Brutex. I mean, we can't complain. Yeah, look at that tick, 4.2 million, and that's before we kill this guy. So we have really like upped our ticks here. That's quite solid actually. Does make me feel like the Alcos might actually just be faster than the Vexer for this. I'm kind of actually sure that it is now. But the Vexer still is going to be our ice miner, and I think eventually I'll be able to do these Serpentis hubs, and well, maybe not hubs, but the ones below that. And that would definitely be faster in a Vexor than in this, simply because we're going to be doing damage to a lot of battleship hulls. And I think just having the heavy drones out and medium blasters it's going to be worth it. That said, the Outgoes really is just ripping stuff apart at this point. We're using the two drone damage modules. I should really just move the small dead space wrapper onto this guy so that our wrap amount goes from 80 to 120, I think it is. That's already makes like these little spooky like dips because we have such low buffer because we have no armor plates on. A lot easier to manage. And let me see if we take one off. Yeah, we can take one off, maintain this fit, and then maybe put Primarchs on to get extra EHP to make it less spooky. And I think we have a winning fit. Rails would be good for 3 out of 10s, but honestly, drones are killing everything fast enough, and we can just spend our time killing the structures with blasters. Anyway, just thought I'd turn on the recording for the Shadow Serpentis, and then the Clone Soldier happened to be there, but I thought we were going to see much passing through the belts again, since we're killing stuff fast enough that most of the time stuff hasn't respawned. So realistically, I should probably be going into this system and do a loop there, which I think I will do once I've sold my clone tags. There's no reason to keep that much ISK on us when we can actually just sell it in system. Anyway, I'll turn the recording back on if something happens. Well. It looks like we have found another hauler spawn, which we will not complain about. We will start by killing the haulers simply because we do not want them working out. And we will see what kind of minerals they drop. We are currently not really starved for minerals, but I mean, this is definitely a nice little change of pace, and also can't really ever have too many minerals in a challenge like this. I think they might be a pain in the ass to haul, but the thing is, if we get ganked in a Vexor, it could potentially take a long time to farm. I mean, granted, we have enough of everything to build another Vexor as is, but this is still a nice little find. So this guy dropped pyrite. We need that. The one we have maybe the least of in relation to how much everything costs. Titanium and what else? This is actually quite good, I think. Pyrite, titanium, high volume ones. Oh wow. Okay, yes. Yes. We like that. We like to see that. Actually, it's not recall. Let's Because it's 3 spawns, I think we might actually fetch the hauler and use the hauler already to just bring it to the station. This is a lot of minerals. Let's see if we can actually use our hauler without getting shot. That would be nice. We've not seen a lot of traffic, and it's... I mean, this is maybe as off peak hours as possible. I'm on like a long break, which is why I've been able to just go ham on this challenge and start as fast as I have. I've just been playing a bunch whenever I'm not doing family stuff. It's just I was planning on playing PoE 2, but then somehow got like sucked into doing this, and then PoE 2 is in early access anyway, and we played it a bit, and I'm fine waiting until it's in a better state with more of the content added. I did like the game though. But yeah, I mean, that looked like, if I remember correctly, 175,000, maybe 200,000 total pirates, which is pretty dope. And then 250,000 titanium, which is, I mean, I think it's half as much as we currently have in our station. Oh, wait, no, we have way more than that. We have like 1 million, I think. We have a whopping... Well, I mean, we're about to dock up, we'll see. But this is, I mean, we're doubling our pirates, which is huge. I mean, that's actually really nice. But we can't celebrate until we bring it back. Still have our stabilizers. Oh yeah, there's no reason to actually have this on, but... Oh, another indie ship. Oh, interesting. Somebody's doing their PI, it seems. Alfarius, some 40k fan over here. The Primarch of the Alpha Legion for you non-Warhammer 40,000 nerds. This is all only on the ship because we were cheesing, getting as much as possible on the ship when we were hauling stuff from how do you even say this? Lermiriv, I don't know. Like we filled the hauler and still had stuff to do, so we just slapped some modules on and left them on like offline. I mean, I like seeing that this system has nobody in it. Let's hope there's no one in here. Yeah, okay. Lovely. We are going to begin by hauling everything to the station and then doing trips. I'm not gonna go back and forth each time. Hauler coming in clutch, picking up all this stuff at once. Just hope there isn't like a clone soldier or something spawned that just pops. What is this? Why? Why? Okay, well, I mean, we can just bring the Actually, let's not even take any chances. Let's just dip out and bring the cruiser over. Kill those. The lancers won't do anything. I thought, like, for some reason, for a split second there, that it was going to be like another wave of haulers or something, because there were so many rats in the belt. But yeah, that's unfortunate.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
At least we don't have to go fetch the algos, since the Vexter is here already. Some rapid spawning, and funnily enough, there were 2 spawns in the belt, which is pretty typical for when you want there not to be rats. Really like this nebula. So this is the same belt we had a clone soldier in, and then it had the other one as well. Let's not accidentally tag a lancer. I know these web, but I'm unsure whether or not. I don't think they scram or disrupt, but didn't really want to take a chance in a hauler. Oh, they do. Okay, well, that makes me extra happy that we didn't take any chances picking up more than 1 wreck and just got out of there. Actually, let's just drop hornets. These are too fast and we don't have a web. Get that transversal up. Burn away from them a bit. Or get it down, rather. Oops, wait, did I just recall the drones? I have no idea what I'm doing here. Getting tired. Clearly. Okay, whatever. Killed them, so that's all that counts. Let's keep falling. Look at them mine. Yes, CCP had to put in NPCs that mine in belts, since no one ever does. Unless they're trying to lose their minds, I guess. Not that mining those moon ores for hours on end did my mental any better.
Docking request accepted.
Always get hit with a 1 second left timer. Impatient, I guess. Would have bookmarked the other wreck if it wasn't being camped by the only belt rats that actually use warp disruptors in 0.3 space from what I've seen. Even the clone soldiers don't. So would have been pretty typical to lose the hauler here in this. That would have been pretty fucking lame, actually. Okay, there are those. The loader. Might have to work to that rack. We do not. Very nice. Okay, that's the 3 interesting racks done.
Warp drive active. Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Okay, well, that's mission success, I guess. Let's... We could snag some more of these minerals, or we could bring back these. There's what? There's 2,600 M3 volume of minerals in these 200 volume. So I think maybe we just do that. And, because these modules are not huge, but they fill up our destroyer pretty quickly. Let's grab this. We're gonna make a pretty kill mail if somebody actually snaps us here. Yeah. Let's just hope we make it back. This is I mean we're not screwed without these minerals, but definitely some nice to haves.
Warp drive active.
Oh wait, no, what am I doing? No, we don't want to move these modules.
Docking request.
They reprocess horribly at the other station. They reprocess much better here. Yeah, no, that's why we left them. Forgot about that. Yeah, okay, so we just do more pure minerals. Yeah, no, we need to reprocess these here because it's the difference of 30 or 50% yield. So, yeah, that's definitely not something we want to reprocess back at the other station.
Warp drive active.
$200,000 pirate. Okay. Our route disappeared. Spaced out a bit there
Warp drive
for some reason. Okay, well, once we dock up, I think we'll just end this recording. We got most of the minerals out at least, and we'll move the pyrite at some other point. We don't need it at the moment, so. Wait, what did I just do? Oh wow, man.
active.
If they'd gone AFK after doing that quote-unquote warp, I would have been boned. Slow boating on a gate in a hauler with no tank in low sec. That sounds suboptimal. Oh yeah, we made a copy
Requested. Docking
because we were going to research blueprints, and then I was going to go buy the Euro block blueprints, but I need to look up where they are sold. We have, oh, our threat went down because we built another Bristol, and what else? The ammo? Medium ammo. We made a bunch of medium ammo, which cost a bit. Let's... Okay, so current jobs is... We're researching material efficiency on this. We're researching speed on the Vexer. Really sure what else I would want to be researching here. Maybe we slap the Tristan in for a little bit because we are not gonna be researching our fuel anytime soon. I don't think we don't even have them, so might as well just because we're not going to be building fuel anytime soon. You're going to need to do PI and all kinds of nonsense. Let's just keep gradually pumping these up a little bit at a time. Feel like making a backup venture as well. And if we get a moon up somewhere and then we get killed, we really don't want to miss out on getting the minerals because we didn't have a backup venture, I think. Might as well drop off some of the stuff we're less likely to reprocess or don't really care about the yield of. We'll bring those other two back to the Concord station where we get much better. Oops, that was supposed to be 2000. Yeah. we'll bring those back and we'll sell the clone soldier tag. We will be above 70 million. I mean, we are doing quite well on ISK actually, but that said, we need to spend 30 on just the ice mining drone.
Active.
Then we need to buy the reactions, the fuel. We need to buy the reactions. We need to buy the fuel block BPOs. We need to buy, I mean, they are trivially inexpensive, but we need to buy command centers and perhaps an epithol BPO. And I'm unsure with the volume, the different PI we're going to be producing, granted at not very large volume or like quantities, but I don't know what the volume of the items themselves are. So we will simply keep that in mind. And I guess next steps will be to buy the ice drone and the ice it's a blueprint. It's not a reaction, I believe. I think it's just a blueprint. You produce them with PI mats and the ice you mine. If I was reading the blueprints correctly. Anyway, and then you use those for reactions. But anyway, we will record if something interesting happens. I'm just rambling by now. It's getting really late. I'm about to call it anyway, I think. We are currently moving the two fuel block things. At least I'm pretty sure I bought the right ones. From faction warfare space down to where we are living. It's a very busy system compared to what I'm used to. There's a lot of people doing this faction warfare, it seems. Yeah, so these are the ones we need. Oxy-organic and carbon, yeah. Okay, well, this is 20 million ISK, and I looked up the reaction formula for carbon. That's 10 million. And then there's the subcomponents. So let's see if so carbon fiber. We would need this one as well. It's 20 million. And I guess these are 10 million each as well. Yeah, so there's 3 subcomponents and 1 main one, so that's 50 million. This is 20 million, and we need the ice harvesting drone for 30 million. So we actually don't have quite enough ISK. We need another 25 million ISK for just the reaction blueprints and the drone blueprint. But I mean, we are doing pretty well on ISK, and we haven't really been focusing on it. We've been doing all sorts of mining and just random PED sites instead of just plowing through anomalies or belts. So I think next step is to, because none of the moons nearby are popping, I mean, feels kind of bad having to wait for random timers that other people are setting, but I mean, that is how you get these materials during this challenge, since you have no control over when anything spawns. We are just going to continue farming and pick up all the blueprints we are going to need, and maybe run some of these hideaways and refuges we see to try to get another 3 out of 10. That's decent ISK, and it's also just a lot of chances potentially at the faction spawns and dead space loot, which is always more fun to use. And even though it's just frigate-sized modules, I mean, that still means you can get the resistance modules. It means you can get a lot of modules that are relevant for the Gila, or would be. So that's fun. And I'm also thinking that maybe if we manage to get through this, once we build our first Gila, I think maybe we would maybe lift the restriction on being able to buy certain things. And by certain things, I mean, as far as I know currently, at least, the way I'm thinking it, maybe only on filaments and on other Gila blueprint copies, so that we could make more blueprint copies if we so wanted. And then we could do maybe a second challenge in our self-built Gilas to potentially do abyssals in the Gila, and then just put all the resources we get from the abyssals into upgrading our abyssal running Gila, so that we could just see how far we could push with the Gila in abyssals. But that's its own entire thing and is far down the road. I'm mostly wondering like what I would want to maybe do with the Gila if we manage to build them. So yeah, that's future concerns. Anyway, blueprints are safe in station, so we are just going to return to ratting. So that means I'm gonna stop recording, since we don't really need to film every single best or DD site even at this point, as we've done them so many times. Anyway, yeah, I'll record if something happens as per usual. Quick little update. We forgot that we wanted to research these. So I went back to the station to try to start researching, and then discovered that the research option is not available here in Manar. So I will just bring these over to our main station, where they can happily research. Since we are far away from producing these at any point, we haven't even started our PI yet. I'm not too concerned. On the topic of PI, I think I might also go pick up some of the command centers. This, I believe we're in the system now. This system has a PI free port. I don't even know if we need one of those. I don't know what the POCO situation is in the region. I haven't really looked into it. But since they've put up a free port here, I assume the POCOs aren't like exorbitantly expensive to deal with. But we will probably set up in this, at least for something. So there's barren, lava, gas, storm. Yeah, barren, lava, gas, and storm. No real water planets or anything like that. Well, I guess storm is... Yeah, never mind. I'm very, I'm almost, not quite. I did do PI at some point, like in like 2010, for 3 weeks or something. But yeah, no, we will have to look at this up. I know there are great tools for PI to see which like planet will be able to produce all the subcomponents for what you need. So if we can't get everything we need from that collection of planets, we might have to set up in a different system as well. but our needs are so tiny. Like, we need so little of each resource. I'm not really too concerned, even if the... I think he's talking to me, but I do not understand Russian.
Warp drive active.
I've said hi to him a couple of times. He is a local that constantly scans down anything that spawns here. He's always around in... I think I've seen him in an Astero and either a Sunesis or Metamorphosis or whatever it's called. This is the indie guy in this system. He does PI and warps around in barges, I believe, was this guy.
Warp drive active.
This guy apparently flies around in unrenamed Gilas. That's good to know. Anyway, yeah, just wanted to add on that we are actually, in fact, moving the BPOs over here.
Permission requested. Docking
So
request
once again,
accepted.
almost all of our valuables are in Goinard, which is an unappealing system name, I have to say. Anyway, I'll record any faction spawns or DED sites ending, I guess, or anything else of note. So we have used the Nereus to haul in some command centers, which we have 3 more of these in station, because this system has... I've not scouted around different systems looking for good planets. I'm just doing what I can in this system to begin with, just to get the hang of the PI. This is another thing that I'm not good at or have very little experience with in the game. So we just started by putting down a lava storm and a baron, and even though I know that the command centers don't need to be near the resources we wanted, we still put them close by just to remind us that which resources we were trying to get from which planet. So I am currently on this lava planet next to some non-CS crystals, which is a subcomponent for the robotics that I will need for fuel production. So we are going to just spaz our way through this a bit, I think, and hopefully it becomes at least functional. So we need this. We need a storage facility, if I remember correctly. So I think it's extractor, storage facility, launch pad. We're placing these next to each other so that the CPU isn't overtaxed, because our skills are horrendous for PI. If you look at any guide for PI, they all say, yeah, you need to have command centers maxed so that you can run more extractors to make this at all relevant to making any kind of money. But once again, we are not in this for money. So I think it's you right click a structure and then, yeah. Not sure if you need to do back and forth. I don't think you do. Like, it already looks like it's going both ways here. And this needs to become an extractor program for non-CS crystals. Let's see what kind of power we have to work with here. I'm unsure how much we should be pulling out versus using to or change the non-CS crystals into the P1 material which I'm going to look up right now what it's called, but it's crystalline structure, something like that. It is called chiral structures, which is used for consumer electronics, miniature electronics, and transmitters. And out of those, it's consumer electronics that we will need for our robotics. Now, we do not need a lot of robotics. So I think that even just like having one planet that's just doing this, if I was good at this, I would probably be setting up a planet that could take some of these, some of something else, combine it into the consumer electronics. I think the lava planet can produce non-CS crystals and heavy metals, which are the two components of the consumer electronics. So if I understand correctly, you could set this planet up, because we do not need it in very large quantities. I think we could technically set this planet up to produce robotics, but and just this planet alone. But we are not going to do that. We are just going to overproduce a bit, and we are going to, I don't know when I'll be around tomorrow. It's New Year's Eve. I'll be going offline for some time for sure. So we will be maybe putting this at let's just put it at 1 day, and then any lost PI time is honestly not a big deal at all. Great, like we were very close to just not doing any of this already, so it's just I think it's fine to I know you move these into the hotspots for resources, and then you just kind of let them chill. So this is what, average 23,000 per hour? No, it can't be. Like, we are gonna be getting a lot, I guess. Way more than we are going to need, clearly. But that's fine. I mean, we're not gonna complain about that. So we're gonna submit this. So is this now mining? I don't know. It's not mining. We haven't started the extraction program. Oops. Yeah. Wait. This one did get messed up somehow though. All right, yeah. Need to select this, put it back here. I guess we might as well just do start extraction. Submit. And now it's mining, I guess, but it's not routed. So the next step in this process is basic industry facility. This is complaining it because it's not routed. So we need to make a route for this into this. Yes. So now this is receiving. What is even happening here? So this is receiving non-CS crystals. And now we make our industry facilities. How do we want to place these? Don't think this really matters very much for us, but everybody seems to want to have it very synchronized. Well, this is definitely not optimal, but whatever. We will. Can we control click? Yeah, we can control click these. Okay. And then we do what? We select a we select chiral structures. So we are wait, so this is now maybe receiving chiral structures at some point. I think so. I have no clue. This is still complaining, so there's something wrong. We need the oh, what are we doing here? Routes. So this is incoming. Wait, did I try to do the wrong one? These going here. Oh, this one doesn't have a schematic yet. Install. Destination is here. Create route. Okay, and then what? Wish I could turn off these 3D images. Let's just try to do submit here, see what happens. So here we're missing, input route is missing. So if we do this, create route here, create route. Yes, okay. We need to select them each time, it looks like. Maybe there's some great way to do this with fewer button clicks. I do know there was some hype about a new system that lets you make blueprints of these, and then you can just slap them down on planets as you... What is it even called? It's called a... It's not a blueprint, but it's essentially your PI setup becomes a blueprint that you can just put on a planet without having to make all these connections and stuff. So it's a time saver because you can just get other people's setups and slap them on a planet, or copy your own between characters. So this has incoming. Okay, but the chiral structure is going where? It's going here. But is it just one of them? Shouldn't all of them be going here? No. Wait, oops. Didn't mean to leave this. So We still had power left over, so we could make more of these. I'm unsure whether or not we're going to be overflowing with materials, since I have no sense for how fast these are going to transition the basic materials into PI. But I have a feeling we should probably build as much as we can of these, just for using up our power. Oh. Okay. So this one is connected to this one. And this one gets a battle structures. And then it links, it routes our products to here. Then this puts this here, and then I think, so we don't have more power, so we can only do these 5 factories. As far as we understand it currently, this is now going to transfer the processed battle structures to the launch bay. Don't know if these, if I need to do this for all of these. Doesn't seem so. Yeah, I don't really understand what I'm doing here, but yeah, so these are already, wait, so I need to be able to upgrade my links somehow, right? Capacity is not, I guess this means that I don't need to upgrade it. Yeah, so 16,000 are incoming, and we're moving what? We're moving. We have 16,000 incoming. We're moving 6, 12, 15 out. So we're already getting a surplus here. This will reduce because of how the extractor works. It slowly starts producing less and less the longer your cycle is. So I guess this surplus will just be enough over time once we are producing less at a time. So this will hopefully just work. In theory, we'll just have a bunch of chattel structure and storage here. And this can hold 10,000 M3, which I'm assuming is a lot more than we need for our purposes, at least. Okay, I think that worked. I'm unsure, but sure. Let's pretend that went very well. So on this planet, we needed, was it base metals? It was probably base metals that we were going to get here. which is not like, I mean, like I said, there are clearly things that are better to harvest on this planet, but let's see if we can do this any faster now. So this, and this. Oh, I need to upgrade this. We need to build this, and then we need to upgrade this to... No, not this. We need to upgrade this. Our command center, not our harvester. So this is done. So this is like the actual ISK cost involved for most of it. We will do base metals here. Let's do 6 maybe. I already forgot what I did on the other planet. I think it was 6. Put it like that. Upgrade this to... so in 1 hour you get 35,000 if you do it like this, and in 24 hours you get... Yeah. Yeah. Seems pretty good. These are losing due to extraction area overlap. Okay. Oh, right. They grow in size as we increase the duration. That's why they started overlapping. Okay. We will start with this. We'll submit this. And then we are going to have to route this here. We are going to build a launch pad. Route that here. And this is going to put base metals into storage. And then we are going to do base metals into reactive metals here. So we are going to put these down. Hopefully a little bit. Yeah. So we don't have the power to do this. These are all going to be connected like this. And this one is going to output base metals. All right, I need to choose for these, all of these, what they're going to be producing. So they're going to be doing reactive metals. And sending them there. Reactive metals here. Yes, yes. Okay, and now they need to be fed the... Now they need to be fed the... Oh, right. I tried to do shift click and it didn't really want to let me. now this guy is doing everything we want, except he also needs to send reactive metals to the launch pad. Oh. So you need to actually manually move this by selecting. So I guess once you have components, or like you have something stored here, you need to select it to expedite a transfer, and then it like will move over to the launchpad. I thought you could like automatically move it to the launchpad somehow. I'll have to watch a guide on PI, because I'm fairly certain that's how it's supposed to work. Anyway, I do believe this is working as intended now. Either way, we are going to let this run for this day cycle, and we will see tomorrow or the day after, or whenever we come back to this, whether or not we really messed this up somehow. I think I was going to do noble metals here, which is becoming precious metals, which is also for consumer electronics. The reactive metals were for mechanical parts, which is another part of the robotics. Because robotics is the only like P3, I think it's called, like the specialized planetary material, I wanted to attempt to make those first, because I'm much more confident in just churning out P1s or P2s, like the oxygen and the viral agents later. But the P3, I think I'm gonna have to like move stuff between planets. So I figured I'd just start with this one, or like the one I perceive as being hardest. Anyway, we will just do the same thing here. We will get this. We are already training command center upgrades 3. So that's gonna let us like add more extractors or more production facilities based on where we get bottlenecked. We were doing noble metals for 1 day. Then we are routing the noble metals into the storage. It's becoming more, well, more familiar, less intimidating. That said, we do not have any confirmation that we are doing this correctly for what we our intended or desired results. I don't think you need those types. I think like just in sequence will actually work. Anyway, we're submitting that. These will all be changing noble metals into precious metals. So we will install those. This one is going to be outputting noble metals so that they may process them into precious metals. So if we're understanding this, I think that's all the PI we are going to be doing for now, since this now will just take real time before anything really happens. You can see that these will just churn out something every 15 minutes, and then hopefully the factories will do stuff. I think they're blinking now because they're empty, because the extractor hasn't put anything to towards it says waiting for resources. So yeah, I think that's essentially what's happening here. We're just waiting for this to now start pumping materials into our factories. So nothing else to do but wait, since we can put down no further command centers because of our limited planetary interaction skills. We will be training command centers first before interplanetary consolidation. Thinking about it now, I'm not sure whether or not that's actually good, because we just want to get a variety of different resources and then combine them into what we need in very low volumes, whereas the command center upgrades feels a little bit like it's just increasing the volume per planet, whereas the other one is letting us get all the different materials faster. We're not going to change it though. I'm just going to let this run, and I'm going to try to figure out how to do this better if I'm doing it poorly to begin with. And then we might also just have to have higher command center upgrades to be able to run advanced industry facilities on the planet later, so that we can do the robotics combination, because we are unable to make consumer electrics and mechanical parts even with just the basic industry. This is only to make the P1s, which then combine into these P2s, which then again will need their own step to turn into robotics. So we're just gonna have to figure it out, I guess. I think we might be able to see whether or not this planet is doing stuff yet. So these guys now have their materials to produce. So the first cycle was enough to get 3 of them started, and 2 of them are still starved. So maybe it turns out it's better for us to have 1 less factory and have 1 more extractor, or however those power grid demands on the command center work out. That said, if this is the case, then maybe it's fine that we're doing the command center upgrades, because it will let us put down more extractors to online or fuel these other basic industry facilities with materials, so that they can start generating some materials for us, or converting some materials for us. I mean, if they did not get supplied in this first cycle of extractors, I'm wondering whether or not they will ever do so, because I believe the first cycle is the largest volume that you're going to get anyway. These, what, they take 3,000. They pump this out, and that's every 30 minutes. Wait a minute, no, never mind. Yeah, okay, because the extractor is pumping every 15, and these are every 30. So it's actually going to be, yeah, okay, never mind. So these will be taking the next, a portion of the next batch and starting to generate as well. So just, we're gonna go hands off. We're just gonna let this do its thing. Anyway, that's our very first dip into PI. Now these other command centers are simply the command centers for the other types of planets in system. So, oh, and we bought one extra one because we had the space, because the hauler fits 3,000. So we picked up these 3 that we planted, went back, picked up 3 more, and I just chose at random one of the ones that we didn't have, which we could probably put down in a neighboring system if we need to do so for some resources that we aren't covering on the ones in this system. I think it's the, is it the oceanic? But no, oceanic we have. It's the ice one. Yeah, so the ice is the surplus one we bought that we do not have a planet for in system. Anyway, this will now just run, and we will continue farming money. We spent pretty much all of our money, and maybe, I think I forgot to cover this, but when we went and bought these, we also bought some more blueprints. We've picked up the data and relic analyzer blueprints. We have picked up an additional frigate blueprint, the Imicus, and we have picked up the core probe launcher and core scanner probe. So as you can probably tell, we're getting ready to start some exploration. We might even attempt, if we find some C1 or C2 wormholes, to hop in there and see if we can do a combat site and a destroyer or something. Like, I've never done combat sites in the wormholes. I've mostly only just done some scanning and just getting shortcuts, taking shortcuts. We also bought the carbon fiber reaction formula, which was 10 million ISK. Which is the first reaction formula we buy, and then we also, as we had already said in a different video, I believe, we had also bought the fuel blocks. So we are now researching the material efficiency up to 9, which takes 3 days, or almost 4 days. The final level takes about another 4 days, I believe, maybe 5. So we didn't want to lock down the slots for that long. We did, however, apply some skill points to get an additional slot, and we haven't really been doing anything super important with our research recently. So we are just gonna let these cook, because these are things that we really don't want to have to farm a lot of with the single ice mining drone. So I'm almost certain that I will actually research the final level as well, because some of these are like the strong. The difference between 9% and 10% is the difference between 1 less or 2 less. So that final level actually does a lot for some of these. Coolant sadly won't go down to, well, it doesn't really matter as much here. But yeah, I think this is This is worth researching all the way up, I believe. And yeah, I think we might have bought some other blueprints. I'm trying to recall. We have a decent library here now. We've researched the the Vexer, the Tristan, the Venture a bit. Also the Algos is currently researching. So yeah, I think we're making okay progress. We still we got that huge haul of Moon Goo. We're starting to get our PI. We have gotten our blueprint, and we have actually manufactured the first harvester drone. So, and I did get another meta cargo expander. So we have 4 of these. So if we simulate the Vexer, we can see that 4 of these, oh yes, I see, 4 of these will in fact put us over 1,000. So these 4, in conjunction with the drone we have already manufactured and the Vaxer we have already manufactured, means that we are in fact able to harvest the ice. That said, it has just occurred to me that I probably do not have the skills to use one. So what we are missing is ice harvesting 2. Okay, so this is trivial. Okay, never mind. Crisis averted. So we are good to go to start mining ice whenever we feel like it. For now, however, we are going to go get ready for New Year's Eve, and I think we will. I think it's unlikely I'll be able to be back here tomorrow to attend to this in time, but it doesn't matter. This is now running, and it will continue to run for as long as we need to. There are many steps we need to take that will take longer than farming this PI. For example, the 2 blueprints that I just hadn't, for some reason, I hadn't looked into how much they cost yet. I've been looking at the reactions, but these 2 blueprints are no joke. It's 150 million for each of these. So this, along with some LP farming for Choristas, is probably now the most daunting, besides the atmospheric evaporates, the other type of Moon Goo we need over 2,000 for. I really need to find a good moon for that, I think, and then just use the other one of these that I got from air mining progression to just try to get it done in one sitting, because it is not my favorite part of the challenge, that's for sure. Anyway, that's all for now. We got our PI started, we got a lot of extra blueprints, and we haven't lost a ship yet. Well, besides the Tristan, which is starting to feel like ancient memory. It's over a week ago now, so we have been quite lucky with well, I mean, we've been at points vigilant about not getting ganked, and at other times we have been lucky. We did get a warp out as soon as a ram jag landed on us, and that's the closest we've come to be getting ganked. Other than that, it's been just warping away when core combat scanner probes appear on top of you. And that's about it. We haven't had any close calls on gates. Well, that's not true. The faction warfare guide did try to get us with a command destroyer when we were looting the Vexer. But yeah, other than that, we can count on one hand the number of times we've been in any peril. The guy with the combat scanner probes that got closest was kind of cheeky with it. He put out 4 probes and was scanning, and then as I kept doing the site, I kept refreshing my D-scan anyway, because I mean, I'm not gonna get lulled into a false sense of security by seeing 4 probes. And then once I'd like cleared the belt, I noticed that the core probes were now combat probes. So instead of warping to the next belt, we just went straight to the station. Anyway, that's the low-sec life, I guess. People will jump at the chance to punish you for complacency. So far, we just haven't been that complacent, I guess. That's it for now. So we, I believe, are about to suicide our algos by attempting to kill this NPC hauler. I'm unsure how rapid the response is and whether or not we'll be able to kill this with our algos, but it's had a good life. We've been here for a long time without losing a ship, and I just kind of feel like checking out whether or not we can actually do this. So I'm just gonna lock this up, try to blow it up and loot it, because we don't have the combat probes to do it the way most people actually do the... So usually people shoot this, warp off, combat scan it down, warp back to it, lead the guard rats, because these will summon a response fleet to come kill me once I attack this. And they lead those that fleet away and then warp back to a bookmark and kill this and then warp off. But we are doing the brute force way, with the way that is almost certainly about to get us killed, but we will see. Put this to this. Good to know. Yes. I don't think our DPS is high enough to kill this. Oh, that was the other ones warping out, not the response fleet arriving. Never mind. Oh, that's the response fleet. Okay. The drones didn't come back in, even though I recalled them, but our ship survives to fight another day. But yeah, no, okay. So it turns out we actually don't even have close to the DPS to kill that. I mean, we didn't get through the shields. Maybe we'll attempt this again once we have combat probes, and we can actually just do it the regular way. I was surprised by how long it was taking us to kill that, though. It was just a Tech 1 hauler. Thought that would just kind of fall over, to be perfectly honest, but clearly not. I believe our best, like, loot we could get from that is probably a mining laser upgrade or something. Interesting to try out, but we clearly do not have quite enough DPS. We have spare drones. We're not going to be warping back there to pick ours up, simply because the rats do warp scramble you, or at least disrupt, so not really interested in getting caught like that. But we will have to go get some more hornets. Well, I mean, that's not every experiment is going to be a success. Anyway, yeah, we'll try that again in the future with higher DPS or combat scans. So we are continuing with our PI. Believe we just finished this skill, so should have skill level 3, so we should have 4 planets now. So this just needs to update. Yeah, there we go. We're gonna do the gas planet in system. We'll be able to make the coolant. All the materials required for coolant will be on this planet. So we're going to attempt to be a little bit fancier with this setup than we were with the other 3. Now that we've looked at the UI a bit, I think we might be able to... It's ionic gas and aqueous liquids that we need. So if we just put our... Oh yeah, and we've also discovered that doesn't matter at all where the command center is. So like we can just put this anywhere. Submit, and then we can build the rest inside. So we might as well dock up so that we're not just hovering in space in LOSEC. Although we do know that Ruslan is just the scanning bro, and this guy is just AFK in station. Anyway, we go into PI. We need the same amount of both resources, and they are, well, I mean, we should have probably not placed it directly in the middle here, but whatever. Yeah, so we do, let's just do aqueous liquids first. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna skip the storage. I think we can do that. If we just do, wait, the planet is so big that actually we might not be able to get the, we might have to rebuild all of this. Wait, never mind. Yeah, okay, this is fine. Yep. So if we just put it somewhere around here, I think we're fine. So if we just do this, and then we build the launch pad instead of the storage, I believe we can just route everything through there. Wait, what is launch? Oh, right, we need to submit this. We need to upgrade this. No, the command center, we need to upgrade this. Like so. Now we have our power grid and CPU to work with. Then we do launch pad instead of storage. And then we route these two together. Submit. We do the aqueous liquids first. We just install a bunch of these. Just do full, I guess. We're gonna extract from the white area over here. So let's increase this to, I don't know. We want to check on this later tonight and attempt to harvest the other ones as well. And then we can combine them hopefully on this planet. We just store it in the launch pad and then we route from the launch pad into an advanced industry facility once we have both of the P1s. And I think we can just make it on this planet. So that's our new like that's what we're testing out here. See if we can do that. 7 hours is what? It's at 9:30 in the evening, so I think that's fine. If we were to do like 24 hours, it's what? Some significant drop off at the 16-hour mark. But yeah, let's just go with 10. No. I think this is okay. Actually be a bit late. Now that I think about it. You're gonna have to skip that second buff in production yield. Go like this. We're just gonna start this extraction already. We are going to do a routing into the launch pad. I believe this is mostly possible just so because you need to be able to do this to launch, as if you weren't going to change it from raw materials into P1s on your planet. So they need to let you be able to launch this in space, which means because this has a huge amount of storage anyway, we don't really need, we're not leaving this long enough that we need to have the additional storage from a storage unit or anything. And now we can just slap down as many of these as we can fit. Really, so we're going to set these up for making its aqueous, right? This is making aqueous liquids. So we are selecting water on these. Now we just need to be able to route the raw materials from this. So it looks like we need to wait for there to be something in the storage. Before we can set the route. That seems a bit weird. Maybe we can do it from these. Oh. It looked like it. Okay, well, I guess we're waiting for this to put out one cycle to see whether or not we can actually route it the way we want to. I'm surprised that I'm not able, like, because we can see here that we can see that we are already routing the water out from here. Even though there's none in existence, I would have thought I'd be able to do the same here. Oh, yeah, so maybe we can do it from here. Yes. Not sure why this one's complaining. The water production is not routed, right? So this looks like it's going to function as intended. Might even be able to build us another one of these. Aqueous liquids. Boom. Okay. This looks like it's working. So this extractor unit takes how much? It takes 2,600 megawatts. And getting another level would be what? We can't even tell. It doesn't actually show us how much extra power we would get, but I'm sure we would actually be able to just slap down another one of these next to here and then extract water into, or not water, the ionic solutions from here into here, and then we would have both stored in the same launch pad, and then we could just put the like half of these to making water, half of them to make the electrolytes, and then once we had enough of the materials in the launch pad, we could just destroy a couple of these basic ones, set up an advanced industry facility, and have it build. Yeah, we can't place it to check, but we could have that build the. Keep forgetting the names of these items. We'd have that build the coolant, which is required for our fuel blocks. So, and that's the same, like it's all the same materials for every type of fuel block. So this is definitely going to work for this. And our other 3 planets are all focused on making subcomponents for the robotics. So robotics and coolant is what we are working on right now, which leaves oxygen, which is a P1, so trivial to create, and then the mechanical parts, which are tier 2, so also not that difficult. I believe both of these are available on the plasma, lava gas, barren, storm. Barren. So our barren planet can make mechanical parts in the same way. So yeah, so that shouldn't be a huge problem. Even with our current positioning, we should be able to do that. And we're already farming the crystals here. So once we have enough of these, we can maybe work on getting toxic metals and reactive metals for wait, am I passing? Was it it was definitely toxic metals for uranium. Enriched uranium was precious metals and toxic metals. Okay. Well, anyway, I think we can cover most of these. Granted, we're not getting great yields. These are bad planets if you're doing PI for PI's sake. Definitely shouldn't be doing planets like the ones I'm doing. You should find some better space to do this stuff in. But this is gonna harvest what? Current cycle output is 14,000 units, and each one of these is waiting for 3,000 to start theirs. So 14, this is 9, 12. So 4 of these are going to start up on the first cycle. Then the second cycle is going to start up the next ones because this takes 15 minutes, whereas these take 30 minutes. So there's going to be 1 extra cycle's worth of materials, which is going to go into one of these when that finishes. So yeah, so this should actually build up a surplus, I think, if we're talking 28,000 every 30 minutes. You could, in theory, supply 9 to be continuously producing. But granted, this number, the current cycle output, is that's this. So you can see it's going to fall off pretty quickly here at the start. So hopefully we just build up a little bit of surplus and we can actually maintain production. But since we have every single extractor head working, like there's no reason to have fewer of these. Anyway, I think that this we are starting to get a little bit better at this. I am almost certain that this is going to function correctly without using a storage silo. I don't know how much it takes. It takes power and CPUs, and it costs to build, so we are glad to be rid of that. 700 megawatts is like not quite enough for another basic industry facility, but I believe it gives us more extractor heads. I'm not sure how much each one of these costs to run. Yeah. Anyway, we'll just let that churn. This is just happening in the background, and hopefully will work itself out. Anyway, that's the status of our PI currently.